Yeah.
So there's probably no point in me having a look at screen then. Sorry, the Zoom.
What do you think of my start soon screen, eh?
Yeah, it's good, man.
We are going to put this.
Sorry. Oh, so apparently we started.
What do you think of my start soon screen?
That's good, man.
We have some people in. We should probably just start.
Yeah, for sure.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's going on, team? I'm gonna put my headset on.
Yeah, you should.
That way I can hear you. Yeah.
Now we'll all see your beautiful face now. Because we got 7 people in here. And 7 likes. Look how good that is, guys. You guys are amazing. Check that out. 7 people, 7 likes. They already know what to do, right?
They're avid supporters of the channel.
Yeah. Right. There he is. Mr. Say hi, they can see you now.
So how do you want to start this off, man?
I think we should look at Bitcoin. We should put our music a little bit down.
We absolutely should. Can we just get a sound check for those in the YouTube chat? Can you hear us both loud and clear?
They're on huge delay. I think stream settings was set to huge delay, so they have about a 20-second delay.
Really?
Yep.
I'm guessing there's no way we can change that while we're live.
Not really. We'll basically get them now. So yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Not the delay in the stream, but the delay in the stream settings. But we have to make do with what we have, because that is the stream settings. It's not that bad. You know, now if you check the comments, it's coming in, huh? Bitcoin scaring me.
So we've got Ethan, we've got Chris, we got, I'm pretty sure that person is, just calls himself Jay from Poland. I'm guessing that's you, number 23, Gekios. We've got D, we got Haris. And there's already a few comments. Bitcoin is scaring one of our members at the moment. So,
well, we better talk
Haris,
about Bitcoin.
We better, mate. Bring it up.
All right, so you bring your attention off Daniel's ugly face and onto my screen, where you can see something more beautiful, like a chart. So, you know, guys, we had this basically. We had this, you know, explosion after Elon Musk had his little episode about Bitcoin, and then we got sold off and came crashing back down and back into the range again. But, you know, if you look at this on higher time frames, like a daily, a 2-day, this looks like reaccumulation at its finest. You know, I don't see any problems, because if you see here, we have actually broken some structure, and we are getting rejected at this level that, you know, has been holding us down in the past. You can see here this coming in at 34,473, that level has been really, a bad level for us. We're not, Bitcoin doesn't want us to get above there. Now, ideally, we do want to get above here. If we do get above this, that level, then definitely for sure, we will explode. We will see some upwards movement. But until we get above there, we might have some bloody candles. And looking at structure now at the moment, you can see, it looks like we want some selling pressure. I do think we come down and fill the range here at 33,200. And possibly we even sell back down here to 32,000, 325. And even if it wants to, it can come down to 31,000, but I don't see any problems with that. We have a new 4-hour candle just opened, and we'll see how this closes here just to check how the ranges close. Every time a 4-hour candle closes, we normally do have a pullback on that candle. It's very normal. We can see we have closed below this range, so I do think that it could front run it. We could see, a bit of selling pressure here. I do think it will sell a bit lower, probably to come down and fill 33,000. But saying that, I'm not bearish on this chart, guys. I'm not bearish, and I do think that we can, break this level. And as long as we're holding this 30,000 on like a daily or something, then I don't see any problems. It is the weekend, if you look at volume here, and I bring up volume for you guys, you can see how that's declined drastically. And we're even lower volume than trading back here, so volume is low. And if you look at the 1 hour, it's just super boring, to be honest. We are having some selling pressure now, but you can see all of this sideways action. I do think we come down here and fill the range. As I said, I don't mind even if we come down to 32,300 and even back down to 31. I don't have any issues with that. What I do think will happen is, probably these areas, of course, is not financial advice, but it might be an opportunity. Of course, you have good risk management below here at, your 29,500, 68. That's very good risk management area. You can see how it's accumulated from these 2 wicks here. So you can have a good risk management here, and you can hope for this to continue on. Yesterday I was explaining an institutional method in my TA analysis video, and this looks a bit like it. What we have is, if we check the 4-hour, we can probably see this, is we have a range, we have initiation, a break out of that range. So if you think about traders, institutions like to generate money off the retail traders. So I'm gonna give you some alpha information here, so make sure to hit like if you're ready for this alpha information about institutional methods. But basically, what happens is institutions, they try to make money off liquidation. So of course the obvious play here was that they faked everyone out, thinking that Bitcoin was going to go down, right? They had this break of this descending triangle we've had here. You can see we had like this descending triangle, forget this was, and then we had that breakdown. So they tricked everyone thinking that, all right, look, we're going to go down here, and it shot up, right? And Elon Musk shot the price up, saved Bitcoin. But, I don't get how this coincidence work. There will be a lot of conspiracy theories for this, but Elon Musk saved Bitcoin, or I do think institutions were actually shorting, but forever, all the retail people who were shorting, they probably got a nice loss or liquidated. So then we see them drive the price up. Then everyone goes long. Breakout traders, look, they would have traded this breakout here, and then they would have gone long, and then the price drastically crashes, and then they get liquidated again. So basically, this is called a range. We see the initiation, and then after initiation becomes mitigation, which is this, which we can see it mitigating back into these lower levels, filling orders. So this is what mitigation is. And then after mitigation comes continuation. So after it comes back down and fills some of these bigger bags and the bigger holders, we should see continuation. And, that is reaccumulation at its finest. And that's how this institutional order flow works. Yeah, very complicated. I sound very sophisticated now, don't I? Bit too sophisticated. Anyways, I'm not really bearish on this chart yet until we break a daily below 30,000. Otherwise, I don't have much to say, to be honest. We're in a weekend. It looks like it wants to have a bit of selling pressure. Stokes are down. 3-hour Stokes are down. I mean, let's just have a closer look at these Stokes. Look at this, guys. This is very interesting. Check this out. On the 3-hour Stokes, look at this trend line coming in. Look at that. So, one more tick down to fill this trend line and then tick up. And then what was I saying? I was looking for a bit of that selling pressure, right? And where's that selling pressure I was looking for? Well, I looked for it to either come fill the range down here at 33,000. So if it did come down here and fill the range at 33,000, then, what might happen? We might get the tick down here, and hit this trend line here and continue up. I mean, it is a pretty clean trend line here, catching the points perfectly. I do think it will act for some support, and it's coming in right at the bearish zone. So, it would tick up, and then hopefully we would get nice extension back up there, which would therefore drive the price and so on. 4-hour Stokes, similar type of regression coming in on the 4-hour Stokes. So 4 hours actually represent maybe a bit more selling pressure, but I think that's about 2 ticks on the 4-hour. 1 hour, what do we have going on a 1 hour? I mean, they're all in. What I like is that they're all coming together, right? They're all facing down. Not 1 hour is down, 2 hours should be down. That would be nice. Yep, 2 hours turned down, 3 hour is down, and 4 hours down. So since they're all together, that's telling me that we have confluence. There might be either sideways or a little bit at down, because when Stokes are turned down doesn't mean that price goes down. It means that we could go sideways as well, right? So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But I want to bring your attention to the higher time frames. Let's just have a quick look at the higher time frames, because we did get the weekly close, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go on this chart. Yeah, we did. No, weekly close is coming in today for Bitcoin. Closing like this is not a death sentence. We did, I think the monthly close has come in. That's what I was. Yeah, monthly close comes in today. Yeah, so weekly and monthly is coming in today. Now this is very important, because if you look at how this monthly is closing with this wick, I mean, now all my drawings have come up. Anyways, if you look at how this monthly is closing with this wick, and you look back here, and when you look back here, you can see that these wicks have normally caused a bit of scary downside, right? You can see wick and downside. I mean, in traditional market, this would be called probably a shooting star, to be honest. Yeah, that would be called a shooting star. And you can see the shooting star here. What happened after? Sell off. Shooting star here, sell off. So, I mean, it's not a death sentence in itself. Why? Because of just general trend and basically what happened, like that Elon Musk pump, and I mean, it's pretty hard to say, guys. Going off past data, it's obviously something to be aware of, right? And I have to bring it up. And, it's not looking the best of the best, but what could actually happen is, this is not a death sentence unless, okay, this monthly closes like this, and let's say we have selling pressure coming back down. Until we break this bottom wick here, this is not valid, right? So I mean, at 28,000, if we start breaking 28,000 on a monthly closure, then you can look for, unfortunately, an end of this bear market. But remember, that's a month of trading, 4 weeks, guys, and it has to break 28,000 for 4 weeks. It has to be below that price, which is it's pretty unlikely for looking at the lower time frames, but it could happen. So I just want to discuss it with you and let you guys know. But with that being said, and I've looked at Bitcoin, Ethereum will basically follow. I don't want to go on and on and on. Ethereum, it looks very good. Look at this closure above all-time high, change of trend. A small wick on Ethereum. Hopefully we can get that bounce today and Ethereum trades up, and then that'll look very healthy. I mean, it would just look similar to this, right, guys? You see the wick we have now will just look like exactly like this, right? And look what we had after. We had like 100% more move, so it's pretty good. Some questions, I think we're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've just been you've given us a bit of TA there, mate, on Bitcoin, its next moves. You're sort of saying that it might go down a little bit lower around the 28,000. It should find support.
That's
But
worst case
things are,
scenario. I mean,
yeah,
I'm looking for general upside.
and we know the fundamental analysis is still very positive for Bitcoin. So, we're not expecting some major dumps. Most likely, like you said, might still sort of go down a little bit, but it should find support. In the short term, that might mean that Bitcoin might drag some of the alts down with it. We'll have to see. We'll have to receive a bit more data there, but you've got 30,000 as your support there. All right, let's. We've had a few questions. So we've got someone crying over Wi-Fi. So we'll see if we can help him out. Can you bring the Wi-Fi chart up? I know you're not going to have like a lot of data since it's been around for less than a year.
Okay, let's
But
bring
maybe
up
we could have a
Mr.
good look.
Wi-Fi. All right, I'm just looking at this, so I'll need a little bit just to do my own analysis.
That's all right. For those who are tuning in, I know a lot of us got into Bridge Mutual on launch. It's just recently had a dump. I was just having a bit of a look, and looks like just a typical sell-off from what I can sort of see. I hope you guys sort of didn't get too greedy and sort of was watching that trend and for the break in the trend and maybe took some profits. It's important to always take profits. It's always important to take out your initial investment at the very least. For those who didn't get on the IDO, there was a buy opportunity around the $1 mark. But there's definitely a bit of a dump happening, and I can't see any information regarding it other than just a typical sell-off. That's about it.
Do you notice anything with Wi-Fi, Mr. Daniel? It's pretty obvious.
It's finding a lot of support at I can't really see your screen that well, but yeah, it's got a very strong support just there around. Is that 27,000, 28?
Yeah. It's actually a descending triangle, which is not the best, eh? These normally break down to the downside, which is exactly what we're seeing in Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour, doesn't this look familiar? Look at Bitcoin chart and look at Wi-Fi chart. Pretty similar.
I'm watching the stream, so I also have to suffer the lag. I can hear you talking, and it's sort of just drawing up now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see it, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the only issue is that it's forming a descending triangle. So based off technical analysis, unless any fundamental news comes out, I mean, you should check out our Telegram. We have, we have Dan in there, known as Crypto Blender and Bender. I think not Blender. Sorry, that was. I mean, he's definitely really, really good on this ecosystem and on whole of Andre's ecosystem, and definitely, news will pump this asset like no tomorrow. But this is the thing with news. You saw Elon Musk has managed to pump Bitcoin on a bearish trend. Any good news, any development of the ecosystem, I don't see why I can't pump, Wi-Fi. But there is definitely a lot of support around this 27, 28. K region, and if we hold that, I don't have any issues with this chart. It just looks like it's cooling off after a bit of upside here starting back in what's this, it's not giving me like November, and it's just having a bit of a cool off similar to what we saw here. And if you look at here, guys, it had the same pattern, to be honest. So it had like this type of descending, and then it had this base formed here like so, and then it broke out to the upside. So this not necessarily a death sentence, right? So we could see it move up to the upside exactly how it did here. I mean, it definitely has the opportunity to for history to repeat itself. I mean, here, this, you could even call this like a head and shoulders pattern. So this was super bearish, right? Here head, here shoulder, and then the neckline down there, and it's like two bearish factors, but still it broke to the upside. So I think that was news related, and the same thing can happen now. So yeah, Hit me with questions, guys.
We've had not yet dentist. He just said thanks very much for the analysis. We have. I'm not sure if Ethan's asking for a TA on Alpha or he's just sort of commenting Alpha version 2, but we can go to while he clarifies that for us. We've got D's asked about VChain. VET.
VChain. Vet. Healthy chart, eh?
The VChain, yeah.
It's a healthy chart.
It's got a very strong community base, I find. And, they're basically, it's basically like a cult within VChain. Same with like Cardano and I wouldn't say Polkadot, although everyone just sort of loves Polkadot, but Cardano, VChain are definitely really bad for it. Oh, XRP is the worst. They will watch it. Their favorite crypto burn to the ground.
XRP the best. Look at this.
and they'll still tell you it's the best cryptocurrency out there.
Look at this XRP pumping, man. XRP pumping. How much did it pump?
Yeah. It's meant to be going
2x.
to $1.
It just did a 2x.
Yeah.
That's not fair, man. It's really not fair. I mean, we all give hate on XRP, but it pumps sometimes, eh? I mean,
yeah, you're not wrong.
If you buy the bottom and just hold and sell at 2x, if you've done that for like the past 3 years with a decent amount of money, I mean, it's a profitable strategy. I mean, I don't believe in it, the XRP, and I believe in Ripple, which is the company, but Ripple doesn't use its token XRP, and that's the problem. I mean, Ripple, they need to start using their token, but look, you accumulate at the bottom, and then you get these pumps or dumps, I mean, eventually, if you just keep holding, it should do. I mean, I think Ripple will definitely... What am I expecting now? That's the question, right?
Yeah, it's a crazy chart.
I mean, this is what it does, and now it will sell off tomorrow.
You can see the point where... Yeah, you can definitely see the point where they announced the airdrop on that big movement upwards. That's when they announced that there was going to be a Spark airdrop. It's an interesting token, that's for sure.
It really is. What have we got in the DOT and Kusama? All right, I'll have a look at DOT and Kusama for you. Polkadot. I thought that was the first one that was going to be questioned.
Mm-hmm. Very popular token. Very, very popular.
Polkadot is in accumulation phase, guys. Definitely very healthy to see a chart do this. When you have a massive pump like this, or a very sharp uptrend, and then you come into this accumulation without us breaking down, this is basically cooling off. People taking profits, people also, giving people a chance to buy, to get out of these accumulation phases, this range. I explained the type of trends, right? I have videos on how to, determine type of trends and what is this. So this is consolidation, but consolidation more in depth is called accumulation. So basically, what happens is that after a chart pumps like this, we have these cool off phases, and if the fundamental news is strong and people want, and people think of it as an undervalued asset, then it should break out to the upside of this. Now, of course, it can break down to the downside, but if you can see, there's nothing bearish about this. It's just consolidation. You don't really want to trade consolidation like this. I mean, it's not the easiest to trade because direction is not implied at the moment, but it has a nice base here at 15 bucks, let's say, and as long as we remain above 15 bucks, I can't be bearish on this chart at all. Breaking to the upside, I mean, on the 1 hour, we've put in a short-term top coming in at 17 bucks. I mean, this might be shaping up to be an ascending triangle if you look at it. I'm not a shape trader guy. The only reason I use shapes is it makes it clear for you guys to use. I know I trade off price action, but price action doesn't really work with such, assets like this, right? Because if someone Polkadot goes and says that Tesla is working with Polkadot, what do you think is going to happen to the chart, right? It's going to explode. So, you know, that's the thing. So I don't really use price action with altcoins as so, but shapes tend to work with altcoins. Why? Because who's trading altcoins? People like me and you, and like Daniel, all of these noobs. So, and, I'm a noob as well. Yeah, I'm not a no institutional trader, but they're going to be trading patterns, right? And because that's the simplest way. And it's one of the reasons why this guy, the Moon, shout out to him, is so popular because he trades patterns and it's just simpler for people to see. So if you look at this, if we remain this ascending triangle, a break to the upside here at 17, we should
I might
see.
just interrupt there. Apparently, you and him used to go to the same high school. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, of course, it's true. Don't know where he's from.
Dubai, apparently.
It only implies a 7% move breaking this triangle, but I am looking at the lower time frames. But I have nothing to worry about, guys, on this. So if that's my opinion, I'm not scared. This chart doesn't scare me at all. As long as we remain above that $15, not scared. What's the exit strategy you guys utilize? I.e., at what point do you remove your initial profit deviations? 10, 20, 30? Is there a better ratio than this? Now, I think this question can be split into two parts. It can be split into a trading part, and it can be split into Daniel talking about how he manages altcoins. In terms of trading, you want to keep your profits. I'll just give my brief opinion. In terms of trading, I do think you want to take your profits out. Uh, Based on how you trade, it's very difficult because if you're trading a breakout, obviously, if I was trading the breakout of this $17 here, my profit target will be the next resistance up here at about $18. So, that's only 10%. And that's where I'll take most of my profit because I don't know what's going to happen after that. But I think if you're investing in an altcoin, my personal strategy is set a loss limit where I say, all right, if I lose this much, I can probably buy it for cheaper, and I take my money out, and then I set, take out my initial at 2x and then leave the rest, and that's what I mostly do. It's simple for me and seems to work if you catch good projects. What do you have to say about it?
No, 100% agree, mate. It's always, it's not really there's no strategy that's gonna, be the best for every situation, right? All you can really do is do a strategy that suits your lifestyle, and how much time do you have to just to spend on trading cryptocurrencies. You can do the standard, you buy and then you sell it. If it were to 2x, you sell half, that way you're covering your initial investment. But there's many ways to do this. Maybe you like to watch it pump for a good 20 to 30%, and then you check to see what Bitcoin does, and then you might go, oh, I might reduce my exposure in my altcoins and sell off a few of them, and then you might just look back for another opportunity once you see it oversold. And one of my favorite strategies at the moment is using the Bollinger Bands to determine what is oversold, what is trading, what is sort of outside the usual or expected trading ranges. It really depends. The more time that you have, the quicker your trades can be. I will say though that there's statistics out there that say that holding an investment over a long period of time is more profitable than day trading. And I say that because there's only a small percentage of people who have the time to day trade and actually put the time in to do it properly. So yeah, it really depends on your strategy and how much time you have available.
Definitely agree, man. Definitely agree. I am going to take a small toilet break, so if you'll excuse me and let Daniel continue.
Did you want to share my screen then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Share my screen. Says you're disabled. All right, you're just gonna hear my voice because Harry's already left before he shared my screen. So I'll take in questions. If you want to just talk about the fundamentals of your projects. All right, sweet. You're sharing my camera.
I haven't left because I can't trust you, and I've noticed you don't know how to share your screen.
I do know it won't let me. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. So.
Oh yeah, it's my fault. But who made me host?
It is.
Exactly.
You did, mate.
No, you made me host.
This one's on you, man. There's no arguing about this.
Yeah, you can be host.
All right.
Go enjoy.
Sweet. Sharing screen one. So what I will say is that, we can dive into the degen space here. I know you guys love a good degen token. It is the birthplace of our group. Okay, so we've got a few here. We've got KSM. Oh, all right, we'll do KSM. I'll see if I can do trading view. I think Harry's definitely better for the TA. But what I will say is, look, there's some Doge analysis there. The hot token of the week. That is not KSM. I might just do just for simplicity. KSM. It doesn't look too bad. I will say it's a good support at that level. So if you can find an entry at possibly $90, however, maybe unlikely. This is an hourly chart. We'll go to the full hourly. So I'm not the best for drawing shapes. I can do, to me, I would have originally had it like this, right? That's how I would have done it. And I would have said it would have possibly, I don't know if you want to go wicks or if you want to go candle tops. I usually go wicks for whatever reason. And then I would say, what I would say is that it's probably actually looks like it's recently broken out. And then some people would say it's sort of testing it, but I don't really do shapes anymore. I just sort of just find supports, and then if a cryptocurrency hits a support, I'm like, well, that looks oversold, then that's what I'll buy. So I'll show what I usually do these days. I'll see if I can bring it up.
Oh wow, he's got the MACD and everything, huh?
Yeah, man. Let me just I'm going to bring up the Belinga bands to see if I should be able to. For Belinga bands, there it is. Belinga bands.
Just type BB.
Got it. It's fine. So this is my lazy version of trading, right? And I'll just try and make this a bit more viewable.
Who taught you this strategy? It's pretty good.
You didn't teach me it. That's what you're trying to do. But we did have a discussion about it, and you did enhance my knowledge about Belinga bands, right? But Belinga bands is easy. If you don't have time to be drawing heaps of lines and shapes and checking all the different time frames, it's very easy. You can always just go to the daily and the 4 hourly. And it's been a little difficult for me recently, and I'll explain why a little later. It's a 50 and the 200. Okay. So it's simple, right? As soon as you see the candle come down to this, this band here, right? The outside green line are the bands. So it's the top range, and this is the bottom range. Bottom side, okay. But anyway, as soon as the candle comes down here, you simply put in, you can simply buy, or you can set your, your price, and you obviously use your supports. So you could say, look at that. So there's a support there, and you probably could have set a, a buy order around there. But if you're looking at the chart in live, in action, you could probably go, oh wow, this is really on the bottom end of the Bollinger Bands, and it might be worth an entry. And then you can see there that it actually had a, what did it move from? Moved from about $91 to 107. That works out to be approximately about 15% sort of, trade there. And maybe you would have taken profit. I know a lot of traders sort of take profit around their 10-15% because they use, leverage. You can't get too greedy at these things. And, that's probably one of the arguments for leverage trading, because you don't need a huge movement to be able to make those 2x gains. You only really need to have, potentially a 10% movement with, 10x. Of course, the risk is, the same if it were to go down. But anyway, but all you simply do is as soon as it comes down to the bottom side of these Bollinger Bands, you just, it's a buy opportunity, and you can see there, if you had bought that, it would have come up to the top here, and you'll see the band like build as the candles sort of form, and you can go, oh, it's at the top of the Bollinger Band right here. I'll sell, I'll take some profits there. And then you can just sort of watch it and it comes back down, and some people would have bought there. And the other thing I haven't sort of explained yet is the middle Bollinger Band, which is this. I'll just turn off this real quick. It's this brown line here, right? So each of these lines. Sorry, I should have started this. Each of these lines act as a support or a resistance depending on whether what side the candle is on. So if the candle's coming down to this line here, that is a support, right? If it were to be below here and sort of coming up, there would be potential resistance. Unlikely that it's a crazy week. But anyway, as soon as it comes down here, it broke through and it just kept rocketing up, hit the top end of the top Bollinger Band, and it's a potential sell opportunity or take profit opportunity. Yeah, and then it sort of comes down, and you can sort of see here, it sort of broke down. It sort of tried to climb it back up, and you maybe would have considered a buy here, but as soon as it starts coming down here, and it didn't find support here, you'd probably sell, and probably look for a better opportunity here. Now, it's been very difficult lately because most of the cryptocurrencies have been so bullish. I usually use the daily time frame as well. And at the moment, a lot of these aren't really oversold. So as soon as the candle hits down here, you can sort of go, well, that's oversold. You check your RSI and all that sort of good stuff as well. But it's not like dirt cheap. You know what I mean? It's, here along this line, it's cheap, but it's not dirt cheap. Anyway, Harry, I'll let you sort of speak to that if you want to, if there's anything I sort of missed there. But that's my little lazy strategy that I've been using lately. And if you're time poor, I highly recommend that you just sort of get familiar with Bollinger Bands.
For sure, for sure. On Adapt Crypto channel, I will be posting, I think I will make a video on how to use Bollinger Bands. Definitely, guys, don't use it as your only terms of entry, but it's pretty simple. You buy the bottom side of the Bollinger Band, and if it doesn't close above the middle side of the Bollinger Band, then you plan to sell, and if it does.
I think we're having some technical difficulties. Harry's just gone to mute. Can you hear me, Harry?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, mate. And you want to share your screen as well?
It is shared. It's just, we have the lag in the stream.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I will make a video on it. That'll be posted soon. How to use the Bollinger Bands, but I just want to make it clear, guys. Please don't just buy the bottom side of the Bollinger Band. I mean, because imagine we were in this downtrend here, and you were buying the bottom side of the Bollinger Band each time. You would just be getting wrecked in the long term, right? You have to look at other factors. It's not really the only thing, and you have to be a little bit smart. It's not like a hack. Now remember, indicators, I don't use a lot of indicators. I only use indicators now more recently because we're in price discovery. But indicators, the problem with them is they give you past data. How do you think indicators are made? They're not made from predicting the future. They're made from, predicting what's already happened and just putting it in a different format for your eyes to see. So, you definitely need to use your eyes first and use price action. Price action is king. Learn to look left, guys. Definitely learn to look left. And that's one thing I always go by saying, look left. When someone asks me, what do you think will happen to the price? Look left. You know what has happened to the price there in the past? High chance it will happen again.
Yeah, 100%. So we've got a few other requests there. Sorry, just catching up now, guys. We can do Shroom Finance. We'll probably need Dex tools for this one.
Yeah, I have it open already. I'm so prepared, man.
Oh wow, jeez. Took your laptop to the toilet, did you?
Laptop, I'm on a PC. I'm not, streaming off a potato like yourself.
Hey, I'm Irish, mate, so we value our potatoes.
What happened to my music, guys?
It's a good question, mate.
Now what's happened to it? There we go. Now it should be good. All right, let's get back to Shroom. Has that loaded? Yes, that has.
I'll start looking into your question, Jay.
Yeah, then we got 2 questions going. Shroom. Healthy chart. A lot of resistance up here at 0.14. It has got rejected heavily. I'm not too familiar with Shroom as a project. What do you think of Shroom as a project, Dan? That's the only thing that will keep driving the price. Chart doesn't look bad.
I will say there's a lot of rumors out there at the moment saying that Shroom will be a part of the, I can't remember whether it was the DOT ecosystem or whether it was going to be a part of the Cronje YFI ecosystem. It was either or. I think it's the latter of the two there. And with that, that rumor, that's what's sort of been keeping the price sort of going, I think. Also, I think there's a bit of a community within Shroom as well. They work very closely with GSwap as well, from what I can gather. I don't have too much knowledge about it. I know they do NFTs. They sort of specialize in that sort of game sort of area. But it's they look all right. I wouldn't say this is gonna easily moon. But I also have limited knowledge, so I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, chart doesn't look bad immediately, as long as we're remaining above 0.12, it's all right. But I think it's just fundamentals. Like I'm saying with these altcoins, it's a lot about, what the project's actually going to do. 95% of them will fail. So remember, guys, when they're heavily in profit, take profits. That's my advice for the day. Someone made a coin GME.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and apparently it's I don't know if it's a screenshot or not, but apparently it's above Bitcoin, which cracks me up a little bit. I remember there's a chart where it goes, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, and then it's just got GME on top. The legitimacy to that, I question it. Now, as for 1 inch, that's a good question, Jay. I would say, do you use it over Uniswap? And if you do use it over Uniswap, why? Is it going to be something that's sustainable? Is it outdoing what Uniswap's already doing? I think from my understanding, it has a layer 2. So you got to really ask yourself, have they added on extra fees? If they haven't added on extra fees, then you assume it's the same price. To be honest, I haven't really looked at a lot of the fundamentals of 1 inch, but I will say every single DEX has been mooning today. Even IDEX mooned today out of
it's true,
out of all of them. So it's been surprising, to be honest. Some of these old exchanges sort of just doing well. And now that you know that all dexes are doing well, next time you see this, Uniswap, and I'd say Uniswap's the king at the moment. It still is in terms of market cap, and everyone sort of I still use Uniswap. So with
It's
that being said,
flying.
every time I see Uniswap move, I would be looking, oh shit, I missed that pump, or I didn't get as many as I wanted for that pump. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the other decentralized exchanges and quickly look to sort of see if have these started moving yet. If they haven't, I was like, all right, I might, and I'll do my checks to make sure it's all sort of looks all right. There's nothing, the project hasn't died or anything, but I might put a bit of money in that and sort of say to myself, all right, well, let's see if this keeps up with Uniswap. It's the same with oracles. We see Link move, and all of a sudden, every other oracle moves, and you start to think, oh, okay, all right, sweet. So maybe you could set if you with this knowledge, you could ask yourself, what do I have to do to be prepared? Maybe I set an alert on Link, and every time it starts to, if it hits a certain price, like a breakout price, for instance, whatever your chart up in your technical analysis, you could go, oh, sweet, Link's just started moving. I didn't have as much Link as I wanted, but I might look at some of the other oracles and potentially some of the ones that move better. For instance, I'm probably going to butcher this, but Oray has been one of the best movers that I know. Our group has got in at $3. Last time I checked, it was 40, but it probably retraced. But it moves better than what Link does. So every time Link has moved, I've seen Oray sort of move at the same time and move a lot better. I'd say I have seen DOT and KSM have a bit of correlation there as well. Not every time. What else have we sort of had? There's a few others. I'm missing a few. I haven't seen it in insurance sort of tokens yet. I have seen it in some of the Cronje projects, but I wouldn't say they sort of move. All of them move at the same time. I'd say a group of them will sort of move depending on. Usually, there'll be a bit of fundamental analysis for one of them, and they'll go, "Oh, wow, this is." That's really good news. And then there'll be a group that are sort of intricately connected that'll move with it. So with this sort of knowledge, sometimes you might miss an opportunity, but if you go, oh, that's right, that links to this, and then I can buy some of this, and then I could potentially still sort of make a bit of money off that pump. We've had Anthony here ask us if we can have a look at free liquid.
Before that, Ethan asked what 3 indicators would you use, because you can only put 3 on the free version of TradingView. The 3 indicators I would use would be, number 1, price action, number 2, price action, and number 3, price action.
Is that an actual indicator? I haven't heard
No, it's not. Price action is just reading candles, man. I mean, it tells you enough, but no, on a serious note, I mean, as a beginner, put on RSI, look for bearish divergence. I mean, bearish divergence would look something like, on the RSI, if these 2 points are going down, but price is going up, that means that's bearish divergence. Use Stokes, but make sure you're using Stokes with the trend, not against the trend, right? So if the general trend is up, only take that as an extra confirmation if you're looking for the price to go up. Don't try use it as counter trend. So if we're in an uptrend and Stokes are turned down, don't say, I'm going to short it, because that's not a good confirmation. But definitely in an uptrend, do use it. We are getting that sell-off now that I was predicting. If you see here, it's starting to come down now. So yeah, I didn't use any indicators for that. That was price action. Shilling my price action. The best indicator of all.
I heard tea leaves are a good indicator.
Is that so?
That's true.
Well, I definitely, if we go check your profit logs in trading, we'll see how your tea leaves actually do.
It's important to use a good mug, a large mug, if you have one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have a look at free liquid. This is going to be, I think, is a DEX tool one. I'm not 100% sure.
You want me to have a look at it?
Yeah.
As a chart?
I know nothing about free liquid.
Me too.
I might have a bit of a look and just sort of search to see what free liquid is.
Free liquidity. I'm not sure.
He called it free liquid. Do you have a ticker for it, Anthony? Have to.
They have that delay, so they
Yeah,
have to
that
talk
delay is
over.
like an awkward delay. So,
Yeah, so that will be quiet while we wait for his response.
yeah. I will say, okay, yeah, probably is free liquidity. They have quite a few trading pairs.
FL, yeah, it is that one.
Yeah, okay. So imagine
You have a look
It's
at
like
what
a
the
li-
project is, and I'll have a look at the chart. We'll look at USD, FL, USD, what? DAI, FL. Pretty confusing.
probably go the FL one up the top
Yeah, let's have a look.
and sort of work backwards from there.
Letting it
Dex
load,
tools.
guys. Dex
Very
tools slow.
slow.
Yeah, Dex tools
Yeah,
slow.
they might have a server issue of some sort.
Yeah. I think it's because they know that, Master Trader is on here. We don't want to let him look at our charts because he'll just predict everything,
I'm sure that's what happens.
Ah.
Oh, Dexel's just
Yeah, Dex tools is out,
really
guys.
dropped the ball.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not
Do
really
we have
fair.
another?
I guess we'll have to turn up the music till it fixes its stuff. Let's have a look at this song. How's this going?
We might need Candy for that one. I heard he's the resident DJ within
Yeah?
Adapt Crypto. Is that true, Candy? Or yeah, we still gotta discuss our collab.
Listen to this. This is a nice chill beat. What do you think of this, Daniel? Nice? Yeah,
Trying to.
it's pretty chill. You can rap to this. Give me a
yeah.
thumbs up,
Is that
guys,
what
if you want to
you're
hear me rap. Come on, guys, give a thumbs up. Let's see the thumbs up if you want to hear me rap.
So I'm just starting to give the thumbs down.
Tap crypto, taking them trades all day. We know how to play, we got 99 ways. Hit the like button cause we're live. I'm gonna check these charts cause that's where I fly. Just some fun, guys. Just some fun. I'll stop singing, turn down this music. I think that's better. I'll just stick to technical analysis. And
Yeah,
free
Dexel's
liquid.
is it's not working here. I might try Astro Tools or something. I don't know if it's a good one. It's beautiful, man. Have you thought about doing a collab with Shady or something?
Shady, no. I think I think I'll do a collaboration with Lil Baby and Travis Scott and
Maybe.
all of these people, because that's how I am.
Oh, fair enough.
It's not loading, guys. This Dex tool.
Yeah, I'm not getting much success with Astro Tools either. I'm really sorry, Anthony. I don't know what it's really dropped the
Our
ball.
apologies. It's not our fault, but
Stick to your day job.
yeah, guys. You see, if things start loading, unfortunately,
Yeah, it's
funny things
bit
happen.
of-
But guys, write in the comments now. I remember in one video, Daniel did sing in the beginning of that video. So please write in the comments whose singing was better, mine or Daniel's.
Well, I would argue that I had a better range of tones in my singing. So, being the manly man that I am, I was able to get that that nice deep sort of sound.
Deep. My voice is pretty
and
deep.
yeah,
Deep.
but
You see that? Listen to that.
you can't tap your desk to make that like that.
I didn't. I did it
You did,
myself.
mate.
I swear.
What do you reckon, guys? Did he
Watch.
Did he
I'll do it
deliberately
again.
bang on his desk to get a deep note?
Deep. You see? You can't. I mean, people are gonna tune into this podcast and think, what the hell is going on, man? What are they doing? Two clowns here. Why should we watch this?
Thumbs down, thumbs down. I might have free liquidity up on the chart X, but
Oh man,
Let's
you
go.
have support from D. This is unfair. I think there's some arbitrage here. She says
Yeah,
your
there we
singing
go.
was better.
that's a good choice.
What video was it? They want to say. It's not about to
It
pop.
was the so it was the one where I teach them MetaMask, how to use MetaMask and Uniswap. So Anthony, I'm not having much luck at loading up the chart for free liquidity, man. Like it's, Dex Tools is just not playing the game. I don't know if your Dex Tools is any good, but man, I'm honestly trying. And ChartX is just dropping the ball here. It's just not. It's not registering free liquidity at all.
I'll just
If
sum
you
up
wanna-
for Candy because I'm such a nice guy, and Dot was looking really good. It was just looking like it wants to cool off a bit. I think $15 was where I wanted it to remain above before I got bearish. Kusama, what did we say about? Yeah, Kusama also did look like. Actually, I forgot about Kusama. Should we have a quick look at Kusama again?
That's the one I sort of did, but it's sort of pretty similar to what Dot was.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Accumulation, guys. Accumulation. Oh, look, we're getting... The rap was good. Sorry, Daniel. The rap was good. I mean, my lyrics were more better. I mean, did you hear those lyrics? I mean, you better go replay.
Yeah, it's all right. It sounds like you're a bit scripted. Yeah, I can look at
Scripted.
the...
It wasn't scripted at all.
I'll have
That's
a look
freestyle.
at free liquidity. Liquidity on USD. Is it called USD free liquidity?
Look at this, guys, on Bitcoin, where we're getting that range filled, as I was saying earlier on in the stream. Price action is king.
Oh yeah. So I'm on the website. I can maybe look into it and just sort of see if it's interesting from a fundamental perspective. But I will say, like, I'm very picky with what I sort of invest in. I like to invest in things that, if for a lot, from a fundamental perspective, I like to invest in things that have utility. We see a lot of good projects that sort of come out and they're like, I'm promising the world, I'm promising the moon, and they do all this sort of stuff, but they don't link it with their damn token. XRP is the perfect example of this. The biggest idiots out there. But if they were to simply say, "Hey, we've got this cool product that people need, and if you want it, you gotta get our token and possibly purchase it, or have it linked somehow." The utility in their token is very important. So I'm just having a quick look. The website looks pretty cool. It's the first thing everyone checks. Right, they look legit. It doesn't look like they have. Let me just have a look to sort of see. They've got a white paper, which is handy. I don't see much in the way of a team that I could sort of look at. I like to sort of do a bit of a background check if I'm going to look at things from a fundamental perspective. They got an audit, which is also nice. A smart contract audit. Yeah. They're pointing out things in the code. I've never heard of Biosin blockchain securities, so that's interesting. I wouldn't say I know nothing about them. So nothing good or bad. Get started. They have a little tutorial on the front, which looks pretty good too. They got a roadmap. Roadmaps, it's got a bit of information there. Maybe they're just sort of looking short term. I recommend they have something more long term. Borrow and save. I'd probably want to see if there is a team there. Because there's so many good projects out there, what I'll do is I'll sort of limit what I sort of invest in, right? And the easiest ones are, does it have a white paper? Does it have a team that I can do a background check on? Because I have a bit of a fear of anonymous projects. I'm not saying all of them are scams, but there is a good majority of them that are scams. But yeah, this looks like a DeFi project. I do like the liquidity swap. I'd love to know. Apparently, there's no fee, which is interesting. I don't know how that works, but minimum collateral ratio. So this would be interesting. I'm not someone who lends or borrows liquidity myself, but there might be a real use case here.
I think it deserves a deeper dive, doesn't it? I mean, bit difficult on the spot to have a look at something without really checking the team. I mean, it's very important we check the team. You check, their background, what they achieved to do. Are they meeting their roadmap? How is the team presenting news? Because that's what's really important in a token. And I think we've been streaming for about an hour now, guys. So I think we're going to wrap this up. What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see to have a backing of Waves Exchange. That's interesting. I'm happy to sort of wrap it up. I just want to say thank you very much, guys, for dropping in and sort of supporting us. We might make this something that's a little more regular. And if you have any sort of discussion points, it's not just restricted to technical analysis, but if you want to sort of just talk about things, and maybe give me a heads up, and I'll be a bit more well versed in in what I've sort of researched, and maybe we could sort of provide some really good knowledge to you guys. But yeah, thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Tell your friends and your family, and feel free to sort of share the community. The community is growing, but more importantly, it's growing. And there's still quality within our Telegram. So, I'm not, despite the growth, we're not seeing constant shills of garbage or scams. We have a community that really is still sort of working together. And it's been really good. There's a lot of people that are making a lot of money in this Telegram. And I just want to keep that sort of going. And that's probably enough for me. I'm very biased. We got one thumbs down.
Yeah. Your fault, man.
Yeah, probably. They probably heard you rap and like, oh god.
No. When I rapped, we actually got 3 thumbs up. So it wasn't the rap. I'll show you that.
That's fine, mate.
Yeah, for sure it wasn't. Can you guys see? Look, now we got 1 thumbs up. So they counteracted for it. So, and who was speaking when we got that thumbs up? Me. So, yeah, you can.
Well, there's a lag there, so we're not 100% sure of that, are we?
Who thumbs down? Probably one guy who just popped in the stream and left. Because I saw our viewer count go up to 16, a thumbs down come, and then drop off. It was like they just saw, Anyways, we're always gonna have.
I don't get offended.
Look. Yeah. Maybe one more end rap. You see, so they do like my rap. With that being said, raps come only on special days, and you had one rap for today. I don't want to cause anyone nightmares because that's not my goal.
It's scripted.
It's not
He doesn't have any more scripted.
All right, you want to hear rap? You want to hear rap?
Yeah. This is one you practice with your mum. All right, let's go.
Let's get a song. This one. Let's go. What do you want me to sing about?
Sing about camels, fast cars, and trading.
Yeah. I wait. You have to wait for the beat.
Waiting.
Yeah. Lamborghini, so fast. You check me like Houdini. Adapt crypto, taking a trade. Nobody plays. Yeah, wait. It's too embarrassing, man. My palms are sweating.
These weak arms are heavy. There's a camel on my shoulders already.
Mom spaghetti. All right. With that being said, we'll end it here, guys. Thanks for joining. Respect the pump and the camels as always. Take care and trade sharp, of course. And what's your ending call?
I don't know. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I'll see you guys in the Telegram.
Peace. All right, it's closed.